Hey everyone, Knuckles the Echidna here, and today I will be reading you all Monster Clubhouse Lost episode, a Sesame Street Lost episode creepypasta. Now this was in DeviantART by Video Game Fan 15, which is his or her, or I don't really know this person's name. It's their first creepypasta of Monster Clubhouse from Sesame Street. Now, the Shadow Lioness read it, and she did a rant on it. So I decided, well, I think giving this a read is a great idea. So yeah, let's not waste any more time, and let's get reading. Have you guys ever heard of Sesame Street? Have you guys ever heard of Sesame Street? It's a show about a group of Muppets in New York City that teaches kids about real-life problems such as death, racism, 9/11, and one recent episode even taught about autism, and introduced its first autistic Muppet, a 4-year-old girl named Julia. It was a huge part of my childhood, and I still love it to this day. I still own many VHS tapes of the show, but I sadly lost one. Elmo's World, Elmo's Wild Wild West. I was going to watch it, but then I slipped and dropped it, and it broke. So I went to eBay and bought a new copy of it. 2 days later, my package showed up. Smiling with excitement, I popped some Orville Redenbacher popcorn, my favorite kind, went to my bedroom, popped the VHS in, and pressed play. For some reason, it didn't start with the normal VHS opening. It just started with the Elmo's World intro. I'm guessing that it was a bootleg tape, but I was still excited to watch it. When I got to the episode, to my surprise, it was actually normal. No dark and disturbing scenes or jump scares. It was very normal. That is, until the episode ended. When the episode was over, it went to the Monster Clubhouse segment. I was really excited because Monster Clubhouse is one of my favorite segments on Sesame Street. Too bad it didn't last as long as Elmo's World did. But I really regret watching this segment. The segment was a banana peel and a scratchback. But this version that I watched was really disturbing. The segment started off as normal, with the normal intro and the part where Google, Phoebe, and Mel introduced themselves. But the part where Narf introduced himself was when things started to get messed up. Instead of going through the roof with the rope, Narf jumped through the window. His body was falling out of the window with shards of glass flying everywhere. After he landed on the ground, it cut to a close-up of his corpse. Shards of glass were piercing through his skin and blood was coming out of the wounds. Google then said, and that was Narf. But now that he's dead, we're gonna continue this episode without him, said Phoebe. I was really shocked by this, but I kept watching. Then they sang the Be a Monster 2 song like normal, but without Narf. After that, Google said, what happened last meeting? Mel got a picture and that fell down. For some reason, Michael Myers was on the picture. Mel says that we were talking about killing children, said Phoebe. Then they ate the picture. I was shocked by what Mel told them. Killing children? What the heck? I thought this is a kid show for all a man's grace. Despite that shocking moment, I still kept watching. Phoebe then said, it's time for the monster dance. Then Pants showed up. Did somebody say Pants? Said Pants. What happened next really weirded me out. Instead of saying, no, dance. Google said, "No, you frickin' idiot. Dance, darn it." That made Pants mad. "Man, you suck," said Pants. That was strange. Seeing them swear at each other seemed very uncharacteristic of them. Google got really mad. She took out a knife and started stabbing Pants to death. Blood was also coming out of Pants' body. Pants was dead. After that, it was nap time. When they took their nap, they were lying next to the corpses of Narf and Pants. When they got up, it was snack time. Doug shut up and said, "Did somebody say quack time?" Google said, "Dude, have you been dropped on your head when you were a baby? We said snack time." "Shut up," said the duck. "Shut up," said the duck. He then punched Google in the face, and her tiny nose was bleeding. "Why, you little," said Google. Google then started strangling Duck. I was honestly laughing at this because it reminded me of The Simpsons. You know, when Homer would strangle Bart when he makes him mad. But I stopped laughing when I heard Duck's neck snap. Google killed Duck. She then let go of him, and he was bleeding from his neck. They even stole his crackers. I paused the video and immediately went to the bathroom to barf. I eventually unpaused it and continued watching. The doorbell rang and I said, "Who could that possibly be?" Then the banana guy shows up. "Excuse me, but is this the national slip on the banana?" He slipped on the banana before he could finish his sentence. When he slipped, he crashed into the wall and he bashed his head onto it. When he fell down, he was bleeding from his head. The camera zoomed into his face. There was a big crack on his head. It was so big, it was showing his brain. "Let's put him out of his misery," said Google. She then pulled out a gun, put it in the banana guy's mouth, and pulled the trigger. His head was blown into pieces and he was dead. I vomited on the floor. I wanted to turn this off, but I kept watching because I wanted to know what happened next. And this is where I will stop for part 1. Stay tuned for part 2 of Knuckles the Echidna Reads Monster Clubhouse Lost episode.